Hi, everyone. Thanks again for joining us for another episode of the Daily BizLink. Stacie Mallen is back, and today we're talking about the power of words. So, Stacie, thanks for being here.
Thanks, Lindsay. We talk about this all the time. I have a household of teenagers. And as a parent, something that you might find yourself saying on a regular basis, and I think this is just such a good reflection for where we are in the world right now, is you constantly are reminding them of how powerful words are, to the point of really being exhausted, because they don't always say nice things to each other or about themselves. And so we've heard this term, over and over again in life. Words are powerful. But recently I had this mindset shift that we were all sitting around the kitchen island. It was Taco Tuesday. It was probably right after you and I had our conversation. And my son walked in, who's moving out soon, and he just was super excited about something that happened, and just the tone and the tenor of that evening versus sometimes the other evenings we have. He just, came in with really positive energy. And sometimes he can be my most challenging kid as far as staying positively centric. So I reflected on that after the fact, that how many times right now are we showing up in a Zoom call or a Teams meeting, and you just got off a different call and you're just so drained, or frustrated or tired. And so instead of words are powerful, thinking about words being magic and turning that statement into an incredibly positive potential impact that you can have. And so not just an impact on your own mindset, but the mindset of the folks that you're interacting with in that moment. And so these are always things that we all know intelligently as humans walking around on the face of the earth. But, these are all reminders that many of us right now, I think, maybe need to hear.
No, I think this really hits home for a lot of people, whether that's in their personal or professional lives. So, Stacie, as you bring up this important topic, is there a specific challenge that you would like to offer to our listeners?
Yeah, I have 3 tips today. And for any of you who know me, I really love the premise around the 4 agreements, which I think is an extension of whether it's your faith or your belief system. But one of the agreements is be impeccable with your word. And so one of my challenges for you is show up based on, how you want others to feel. And many times the words that you say when someone's not there, it are how you show up to them physically and in their presence. So if you call someone stupid, let's go back to our teenagers. If they say, "Hey, you're stupid," they end up sort of treating each other that way, right? And so I think if you're speaking diminishingly about other people on sidebar conversations, the way you show up to them then is impacted. The second is speak with intention, mean what you say. I think this is true for how you speak to yourself and to others. So as you go through the rest of the week, speak with intention and be impeccable with your word. And finally, don't adapt to the environment, influence it. So I think about this on a call. If you log in and everybody seems pretty distracted and down, you have an opportunity, words are magic, to really influence the trajectory potentially of that call and the feeling of that call. So take that opportunity to give praise or recognize someone or start it off in a positive way that, maybe changes the trajectory of what people may experience on that call otherwise.
Great. Well, Stacie, as we like to wrap up today's conversation, do you have any last words or anything else that you'd like to share with our audience?
I guess the final thing is, Lindsay, this is the hardest to do with ourselves. And so when you're speaking about yourself or in your own mind about self-talk, which I know many of your guests talk about self-talk all the time. Jane talks about this related to her coaching, but I think this is just as applicable to the things that we say and repeat to ourselves.
Great. Well, Stacie, thanks so much for joining us for today's episode.
Thank you.